Chosen one, you've been sensing the shift. The atmosphere around you has grown weightier, not by chance but by divine design. You are not imagining the urgency that has been pressing into your spirit, waking you up in the middle of the night and making you restless in rooms that once felt familiar. That unease is not emotional, it's prophetic. You are being called into leadership in the final hour, and heaven is making no apologies about the speed of this transition. You have been hidden, not forgotten, processed, not punished, tested, not tossed aside. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was part of your preparation. You are no longer waiting for your season. Your season is here. The first sign that confirms your leadership is the increasing isolation you've experienced. Where others are gathering, you've been pulled away. Where once you were surrounded by many, now you walk mostly alone. Not because you failed, but because God needed to separate you from the noise. This isolation was not rejection. It was a divine filter, designed to remove what could not go where you are headed. God stripped you of crutches, comfort zones, and counterfeit alliances so you would learn to walk with Him and Him alone. You were not designed to blend in, you were chosen to stand apart. That ache of loneliness has been heaven's way of saying, I trust you with solitude because I trust you with secrets. You've been set apart for something sacred, and the weight of that calling demands a different walk. The second sign is the burden you've carried without clear reason. You've wept over things that haven't happened yet. You've felt pain in your spirit that didn't originate in your own life. You've carried visions that no one around you could see, and dreams that felt too heavy to articulate. That weight was not a burden. It was a blueprint. God has allowed you to feel the future so you could lead from revelation, not reaction. You are not sensitive by accident. You are spiritually encoded to perceive before others see. That fire you feel in your bones, the ache that doesn't go away, the urgency that refuses to be silenced, that is divine responsibility waking up within you. God doesn't place that level of sensitivity in someone He doesn't plan to send. You've also noticed the spiritual warfare increasing, not in random waves, but in strategic patterns. This is your third sign. The resistance you face is not proof of weakness, but confirmation of proximity. Hell doesn't target the irrelevant. The intensity of your warfare reveals the magnitude of your assignment. The enemy has studied your blueprint and tried to fracture you before you stepped fully into it. That's why you faced betrayal at the hands of those you loved, fatigue when you were finally finding your rhythm, and storms that made no logical sense. But through it all, God has trained your hands for war and your heart for discernment. You are not fragile, you are forged. You are not breaking, you are being built. The warfare was the final stamp of heaven's confirmation. Leadership is your portion. And now, I, the Lord, say to you, no more delay. The hour is late and I am moving swiftly. You will not walk in the footsteps of those who hesitated and missed their moment. You will not bow to fear in the face of divine fire. You will not bury the gifts I placed within you simply to keep others comfortable. I did not train you in private, just to let you remain hidden. I did not strip you of everything only to leave you with nothing. I am raising you now, not to survive, but to lead. And those who once ignored you will see my hand upon you and have no choice but to acknowledge the authority I've placed on your life. This isn't pride. This is prophecy. And my word will not return void. The time for doubting yourself is over. The time for asking for confirmation is done. You are no longer being prepared, you are being positioned. Doors that once rejected you will now open without effort. Rooms you were not invited into will now make room for your voice. You carry what others cannot counterfeit, anointing that has been tested in fire and purified through pain. And that anointing is what hell fears most. You are not stepping into favor. Favor is chasing you down. You are not trying to be relevant. You are becoming a revelation. And you must move forward now with the boldness of one who has been sent, not by man, but by God Himself. You are not who you were 6 months ago. Even if your surroundings haven't changed, your spirit has. What used to overwhelm you no longer shakes you. What once intimidated you now bows to the authority you carry. You've been recoded, spiritually rewired, and divinely upgraded to handle the pressure of where you're going. Others see a person. Heaven sees a leader. Others see your current state. Heaven sees your eternal assignment. And I, the Lord, say, I've crowned you in private, so you can now lead in public. You don't need a title. You carry the oil. You don't need a stage. You carry the sound. The last hour is here, and you are ready. Chosen one, you've been marked since birth. You weren't born into this timeline by chance. You were placed here with precision. The circumstances of your upbringing, the battles you didn't ask for, the generational weight that fell on your shoulders, it was all strategic. You carry what others ran from. You endured what others collapsed under, and still, you rise. That's not resilience. That's evidence. Evidence that I, the Lord your God, have anointed you to lead when others are losing themselves. You were never meant to be shaped by culture. You were meant to confront it, and now I'm bringing every hidden part of your calling to the surface. You've noticed how your voice carries weight, even when you're not trying to be heard. That's because I've placed fire in your words and oil on your lips. When you speak, atmospheres shift. When you move, spirits react. You've wondered why people respond so strongly to your presence. Some drawn, others offended. It's not personal, it's prophetic. What you carry convicts those still hiding in compromise. You're not here to make people comfortable. You're here to awaken them. Your very presence carries the sound of urgency, and that's why some can't handle being around you for too long. They're not rejecting you. They're reacting to what I've placed within you. This mantle of leadership you carry, it costs. You've felt the cost in silence, in loneliness, in spiritual fatigue. You've asked me why it had to hurt so deeply, why the price of purpose felt so high. But hear me now. I never waste pain. Every wound became a well. Every scar became a scroll. Every loss became leverage for what I'm now about to release through you. The pain taught you purity. The betrayal taught you discernment. The delay taught you dependence. All of it was preparation for a leadership role that will not be built on charisma, but on covenant. You are not leading from ego. You are leading from encounter. And now, I'm aligning the people who will run with you. You will not carry this mantle alone. I'm sending those who don't need explanation because they carry revelation. They'll see what others missed. They'll hear what others ignored, and they'll guard what others exposed. This remnant will be small, but it will be sharp. This circle will be few, but they will be faithful. I am handpicking them as I handpicked you, through fire, through storms, through silence. You are not being surrounded for comfort. You are being positioned for battle. And what I'm assembling around you is not a crowd. It's an army. Let's pause for a second. If this is speaking to you, hit the like button now. Make sure you're subscribed. More is coming. Drop 55 in the comments. It's your code for covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. You've sensed the urgency increasing. That's because the final hour isn't coming. It's already begun. This isn't a dress rehearsal. This is deployment. Heaven has sounded the trumpet, and those who have ears to hear are already moving. You are one of them. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a spiritual alert system. You're not overreacting. You're responding to what others are still blind to. This is why you can no longer ignore the pull. This is why your old patterns no longer satisfy. The call has intensified because the time has shortened, and you must move in alignment with me now. I have assigned you to lead, not by hierarchy, but by presence. You are a spiritual architect, called to build what doesn't yet exist. You see the gaps, not to criticize them, but to fill them. You've been sent to release strategy, not just slogans. You will not repeat the patterns of old wineskins. You will carry fresh oil, and you will not apologize for the disruption your calling brings. I did not call you to conform, I called you to catalyze. You were never meant to be palatable. You were meant to be powerful, and I will amplify your voice, not because you're the loudest, but because you're the clearest. Every spiritual attack you've endured has failed. Let that settle. The fact that you're still standing, still seeking, still surrendered, that alone disqualifies the lie that you were too broken to lead. Your past was not a disqualifier. It was a proving ground. Your weakness did not cancel your calling. It activated my strength. I'm not asking you to lead in perfection. I'm asking you to lead in obedience. There's a remnant waiting on your yes. There are regions waiting on your voice. And there are souls waiting on your obedience. You are not late. You are right on time. This final hour will not be led by the predictable. It will be led by the prophetic. I have reserved the most unexpected ones for the most urgent moment, and yes, you are one of them. Not because you were flawless, but because you were faithful. When others walked away, you stayed. When others compromised, you cried out. When others grew cold, you kept the fire burning. And now I say to you, chosen one, stay ready. What's coming will demand everything I've poured into you, but it will also reveal everything I've stored up for you. Chosen one, I did not prepare you for comfort. I prepared you for confrontation. The shaking you felt wasn't punishment. It was positioning. I disrupted what felt stable so you could stand where others collapse. You've been built for disruption. You've been called to step into spaces where confusion reigns and speak with clarity that breaks chains. This is not a passive assignment. This is an urgent deployment. You will not lead with empty words. You will lead with fire. And that fire wasn't taught. It was birthed in the furnace of affliction. The fire in you is not emotional hype. It is divine fuel. And now I'm igniting it. You've grown tired of surface-level solutions because I've given you access to deeper wells. Others are content to pacify culture. You are called to pierce it. Where others are dancing around truth, you are commissioned to declare it without apology. That is why your convictions burn hotter than the crowd's consensus. That's why compromise never fit you. Even when you tried to settle, something inside you revolted. That was me disrupting your agreement with smallness. I never gave you permission to shrink. I gave you grace to speak, strength to stand, and authority to lead. And it's time to walk in that, with your head lifted. There's a reason you couldn't die in that last storm. There's a reason the thing that should have broken you only made you bolder. I preserved you not just for survival, but for strategy. I need your voice clear. I need your eyes sharp. I need your steps ordered. You are not here to wander aimlessly. You are here to walk with purpose. And every attack that came against your mental health, your clarity, your stamina, it was all because hell saw your next move before you made it. But what the enemy feared most, I've now released. You, in full authority. No more hiding behind hesitation. You are not a victim of warfare. You are the weapon formed in it. You've been given sight others don't have. It's not superiority. It's stewardship. You're seeing what's ahead because I'm trusting you to prepare the path. This generation doesn't need more influencers. It needs intercessors. It doesn't need louder noise. It needs clearer truth. That's where you come in. You've been trained in silence to speak with power. You've been forged in obscurity to lead with authority. You will not echo what's trending. You will release what's holy. And those who are hungry will find their voice through yours. The fire in your spirit is about to unlock others who have been trapped in fear. You've asked me when it will be your time. I say to you, the time is now, not next year, not after more preparation. Now. You are not missing anything. You're not lacking the resources. What you need is already inside you. And what you don't have yet, I will provide as you move. The delay has already been lifted. The resistance has already been broken. The gates have already been opened. What's left is your step of faith. I won't force it, but I will honor it. And when you move, you will see what I've been storing up while you waited. There is territory that belongs to you, not just physical spaces, but spiritual realms that have gone unoccupied because I was waiting for your agreement. Your yes unlocks dominion. Your obedience breaks barriers. Your voice silences lies that have lingered too long. And now I'm giving you access, not through striving, but through surrender. I'm releasing blueprints for business, clarity for calling, and alignment for assignments. And this time you won't have to force it. This time doors won't just open, they will swing wide. This time what I've prepared will find you already ready. You don't need to market what I've marked. I am the one who sends the right eyes, the right ears, the right resources. You were not created to compete. You were created to carry. Carry glory, carry strategy, carry breakthrough. And those who once overlooked you will be the ones drawn to the oil I've placed on you. You will not need to beg for support. I will surround you with those who recognize who you are without explanation. The season of striving is over. The season of supernatural flow has begun. And in that flow I will do more in months than you could do in years. So lift your head, set your feet, square your shoulders. You are about to lead not from reaction but from revelation. You are not here to impress, you are here to shift atmospheres. You don't need to match the energy of the room. You bring heaven's order into it. You carry kingdom architecture. You are not building platforms, you are building altars. And the fire that falls on what you build will confirm everything I've spoken in secret. You are my chosen one, and I have already gone before you. Chosen one, everything around you is accelerating because I am accelerating you. What once took years will now happen in moments. This is not a random shift, it is a prophetic release. I've seen your endurance. I've seen how you stayed faithful when nothing around you affirmed the promise. And now I'm rewarding what you did in secret with results that will be seen openly. The spotlight is not your reward, obedience is. But because you obeyed in obscurity, I will trust you with influence in visibility. Your influence will not come from marketing, it will come from mantle. And that mantle carries weight because it was purchased in private. This is why I stripped you. This is why I emptied your hands before I filled your spirit. I couldn't trust you with power until you proved you wouldn't idolize it. I watched how you handled delay, disappointment, and disconnection, not because I was punishing you, but because I was measuring what you could carry. And you passed the test. You didn't run when it got hard. You didn't retreat when the crowd left. You didn't compromise to make the process easier. And now I say to you, you are approved, not by man, by me. I am the one who qualifies, and I have qualified you. The authority you carry now cannot be explained. It must be discerned. You will walk into rooms and feel the shift without opening your mouth. You will speak words that cut through confusion and bring clarity where there's been chaos. You won't need to announce your arrival. Atmospheres will confirm it. The glory I've placed on you will offend the religious, unsettle the lukewarm, and awaken the hungry. That's how you'll know it's me. You were never called to fit in. You were chosen to stand out. And now the oil you carry will no longer be hidden. You're not called to be busy. You're called to be strategic. Stop thinking more movement means more effectiveness. You are not called to chase. You are called to command. You don't need to be everywhere. You need to be exactly where I send you. One move in alignment will accomplish more than 1,000 in anxiety. Let me order your steps. Let me show you which doors are mine and which are traps. You don't need every opportunity. You need divine ones. The open doors I send won't require you to dilute yourself. Walk fully as you are, and what is from me will recognize you. You've been worried about provision, but hear me now. I am your source. You won't lack in this next move. Provision will meet you at the place of obedience. As you move, I will fund. As you speak, I will favor. As you lead, I will protect. The provision was never the problem. Alignment was. And now that your heart is aligned, I am releasing resources, not just to survive, but to build. Not just to meet your needs, but to multiply your reach. I am funding my vision through your life. This isn't just personal, it's kingdom. You are stepping into fulfillment. That ache you've carried, that deep longing for something more, it's about to be answered. Not by temporary success, but by eternal satisfaction. You're about to know what it feels like to wake up in purpose, walk in power, and rest in peace. I am healing the part of you that questioned whether it would ever happen. Yes, it will happen. Yes, it is happening. And no, it won't be delayed again. This is your divine window. This is your moment. Walk through it. I've placed something in your hands and you need to take it seriously. That gift is not random. That idea is not accidental. That message is not meaningless. I gave it to you because I trust you to steward it. And if you will move on what I've placed inside you, I will breathe on it with such force that it will expand beyond anything you imagined. You don't need to convince anyone. You don't need to prove yourself. You just need to act. And as you act, I will affirm. This is your divine hour, chosen one. You are not preparing for it. It's already arrived. You don't need to get ready. You are ready. Everything that has come against you has only sharpened you for this. Every delay was my timing. Every closed door was my protection. Every detour was part of the map. And now you will lead, not because you're trying to, but because I've placed my fire in your bones and my word in your mouth. The earth is groaning, the hour is urgent, and you've been chosen to carry light in the darkest places. And you will not fail. Chosen one, there's no more room for hesitation. You've lingered at the edge long enough, analyzing every risk, second-guessing every instruction. But I did not call you to calculate, I called you to carry. What you've been sensing is not pressure, it's push. I'm pushing you into the assignment. I'm pushing you into the territory. I'm pushing you into the identity you've been delaying. And no, you're not underqualified. You are overprepared. Every trial, every battle, every night you cried but didn't quit. Those were your qualifications. I've already made you capable. Now I'm commanding your courage. You've been wrestling with the weight of your calling because it no longer fits inside the boxes others put you in. That restlessness in your spirit is not rebellion, it's release. I am breaking you out of every form of limitation that tried to define you. Their expectations cannot contain your expansion. Their approval cannot dictate your assignment. I'm calling you to rise higher, speak louder, move faster. And those who can't understand the new version of you, let them watch. You're not who you were last year. You're not even who you were last week. You're evolving because I'm revealing. There's a roar building inside of you. You've tried to silence it. You've tried to edit it. But this roar isn't noise, it's anointing. It's the sound of boldness you never knew you had. It's the declaration that breaks the back of fear. It's the spiritual authority that shakes what's been standing too long. When you open your mouth this time, don't hold back. Speak what I say, declare what I reveal. Don't water it down to make it easier to swallow. I didn't give you this voice to soothe. I gave it to you to shatter. Shatter deception, shatter delay, shatter doubt. And watch me confirm your words with power. Do not be distracted by resistance. The warfare is not a sign to retreat. It's proof of impact. Every time you speak in alignment with my will, something shifts in the unseen. That's why the enemy has tried so hard to silence you. That's why you feel the pushback every time you step into new territory. But hear me clearly. The resistance you face is not greater than the authority you carry. You are not under attack because you're off track. You're under attack because you're over the target. Keep moving, keep speaking, keep building. I've already covered you. You've thought, what if I fail? But I say to you, what if you win? What if what I placed inside of you actually works? What if the thing you've been afraid to launch becomes the very tool I use to set captives free? Stop looking at your limits and start leaning into my limitless power. I am not limited by your past. I am not limited by your bank account. I am not limited by your followers, your credentials, or your platform. I am the God who breathes on what you bring and multiplies it beyond recognition. What you see as small is already supernatural in my hands. This next season of your leadership will be marked by acceleration and alignment. I will speed up what took others years. I will connect you to the right people at the right time. I will release divine favor on what your hands touch. But hear this, your success will not be your doing. It will be mine. So don't let pride sneak in. Stay low, stay surrendered, and stay sensitive. The higher I take you, the more I require your humility. You will lead with power, but you will lead through intimacy. Never trade presence for platform. The secret place remains your source. There is a generation waiting for your obedience. They're tired of imitation, they're starving for truth. And you, chosen one, carry the sound they've been searching for. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be real. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be faithful. They don't need another polished voice, they need a purified one. And your voice, tested in fire and refined through tears, carries weight they'll recognize. You are the interruption to generational confusion. You are the response to desperate prayers, and I will use you to rebuild what religion tore down. So rise, not in arrogance, but in assignment. Stand where others have fallen. Speak where others have gone silent. Move where others remain stuck. This isn't about popularity, it's about purpose. And your purpose is no longer waiting on permission. It's waiting on movement. I, the Lord, have gone before you. The path is clear, the grace is available, the oil is flowing, and the mandate is unmistakable. Lead now. Chosen one, I am calling you to walk in clarity like never before. Confusion is not your portion. Doubt is not your inheritance. I have placed discernment in you, not for decoration but for direction. You will no longer be tossed by every opinion, swayed by every voice, or frozen by indecision. I am giving you eyes to see through deception and ears to detect what's divine. This is the era of clarity. and I'm releasing it to those who have proven faithful in the fog. You didn't collapse when things were unclear. You kept walking. And now, I'm rewarding you with precision. You've asked, Lord, what's next? And I say, alignment is next, alignment with my people, alignment with my plan, alignment with the timing you tried to rush and the doors you once forced open. I'm aligning your heart before I align your hands. Because where I'm taking you, skill won't be enough, only surrender will sustain you. Don't chase connections, let me orchestrate them. Don't fabricate momentum, let me release it. You don't need to manipulate outcomes, you need to flow with me. When you're aligned with heaven, everything else finds you. You are entering a season where strange favor will rest on you, not because of who you know, but because of who knows you. My hand is upon you, and no one can deny it. Opportunities will locate you without your effort. Divine partnerships will find you in the most unexpected places. The spotlight will fall where my oil flows, and your name will rise not from your own branding, but from my endorsement. I'm putting you on the radar of those I've assigned to assist you, not for ego, but for elevation, not for fame, but for function. Don't be afraid of the speed of this shift. It will happen fast because I've already prepared the foundation. You've been planted long enough. Now you're about to sprout. What looked dormant was not dead. I was working beneath the surface. I was building your root system so the weight of the fruit wouldn't crush you. And now the fruit is coming. The influence is rising. The acceleration is divine. You won't have to chase it, just stay grounded and watch me do what only I can do. You've had to say no to things others ran toward. You've had to walk away from tables that seemed full. But what I have prepared for you is different. It's not imitation, it's not recycled, it's custom built for your spirit. You've been craving something real, and I'm about to deliver it. You will not eat crumbs while carrying a calling. You will not settle for shallow while I've marked you for depth. What's coming is full, it's rich, and it's worthy of what you've endured to receive it. There's a fresh anointing resting on your creativity. Ideas will begin to flood your mind. Strategies will pour like rain. Things that once felt hard will begin to flow with ease. This is not your imagination. It's impartation. I'm downloading blueprints that solve problems. I'm releasing songs, books, messages, movements through you. You're not just called to lead. You're called to create. What didn't exist before will now be birthed through your obedience. And as you steward this creativity, I will breathe on it with supernatural reach. Many won't understand the urgency in your spirit, but don't wait for validation. They don't hear what you hear, they weren't given the mandate you carry. You will look strange, you will seem intense, but you were not born to blend in. You were born to break open. Your obedience will offend those still sitting in comfort. Your fire will intimidate those stuck in familiarity. Let them feel what they feel. Your call is not up for debate. Lead anyway, build anyway, obey anyway. I will take care of the rest. This is the hour I've prepared you for. You've asked for clarity, now walk in it. You've asked for release, now move in it. You've asked for timing, now honor it. What once seemed distant is now at your door. Open it with boldness. Receive it without apology. And remember, this isn't about you, it's about the lives tied to your yes. The time is short, the need is great, the oil is fresh, and I am with you. Chosen one. This final push is not about striving, it's about surrender. You've come too far to hesitate now. The spiritual contractions you feel are not pressure to perform. They are signals to birth what has been building inside you for years. You've carried vision silently. You've nurtured promise privately. And now I say to you, release it. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait for applause. Don't wait for guarantees. If I gave it to you, it's time to birth it. Your obedience is the only activation required. Once you release what I placed within you, I will back it with divine force. You are not just stepping into leadership, you are stepping into legacy. What I'm building through you won't end with you. You are setting spiritual infrastructure for generations. That's why the process was so painful. That's why the stretching was so severe. You were never building for the moment. You were building for a movement. Every seed you sow now will bear fruit beyond your lifetime. And what feels small today will echo through eternity. You are not just called to influence culture, you are called to shift it permanently. You will lead with clarity, but you will also lead with compassion. I've allowed you to taste pain so you'd never lead from pride. I let you bleed privately so you could bandage others publicly. Your authority comes not just from revelation, but from empathy. You know what it feels like to be crushed, forgotten, misunderstood, and because of that, you will carry my heart. This isn't just about your platform, it's about my people. Lead them with integrity, speak with tenderness, and never forget, my glory flows best through humility. As I elevate you, warfare will try to return. But remember, authority doesn't mean the absence of attack, it means the enemy no longer has access. You will be tested again, but this time, you'll respond differently. You won't break like before, you won't bend like before, you'll discern it faster, rebuke it quicker, move through it stronger. The same devil that tried to destroy you will now bow to the authority you've gained through survival. You don't need to prove yourself. Your fruit will speak for itself. Let's make this moment matter. Tap like if you're feeling this. Subscribe so you don't miss the next move. Drop 55 in the comments. It's the number of covenant, new beginnings, and divine alignment. From this moment forward, lead with full assurance that I've assigned you here. You are not a mistake. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are divinely deployed into this moment with everything you need. You lack nothing. The heavens are open over you. The earth is groaning for what you carry. The oil is fresh and the word is alive in you. Speak it, live it, move in it, and let nothing, absolutely nothing, pull you back into the shadows. You were born for visibility, not vanity. You were born to be seen, because what I placed in you must be witnessed. This is not about spotlight. It's about testimony. You are a living altar. Every scar tells a story. Every breakthrough carries glory. And everything you've walked through is now ammunition for impact. So don't play small to comfort others. Don't diminish the call to make them feel better. Rise, fully, authentically, unapologetically. My light is upon you, and it's time to shine. This is not just your next season. This is your divine mandate. Don't approach it casually. Don't handle it carelessly. Guard the oil. Protect the assignment. Stay sensitive to my voice. I will continue to lead you, not by formulas, but by fire. What you carry is too costly to be wasted on distraction. You are entering the most strategic stretch of your life, and I am going ahead of you with power, behind you with protection, and within you with presence. You are never alone. So now, chosen one, lead with fire, move with focus, speak with fearless authority. You are not one of many, you are one of one, and this final hour, this most critical turning point in history, will not pass you by. You've been raised for this, prepared for this, marked for this. And now I say with finality, lead. The last hour has arrived and you are ready. Chosen one, everything that tried to bury you has failed. The grave clothes are off, the silence is over, the confusion has cleared. You are not crawling out, you are rising up. The ashes that once covered your spirit are now the soil for resurrection. I did not allow you to be broken to leave you in pieces. I allowed you to be broken so I could rebuild you in my image with my authority and for my glory. What you see in the mirror now is not who you used to be. It's who I always intended you to become. And now the earth will see it too. This journey you're on is not random, it's redemptive. Every tear you cried was collected. Every prayer you whispered was recorded. Every moment you stayed when you could have walked away is now accounted for in heaven's ledger. I'm not unjust. I'm not forgetful. I'm faithful. And I will reward you openly for what you endured quietly. The things that didn't make sense before are about to become monuments of my mercy. The connections, the confirmations, the clarity. All of it is being unveiled in this season. You will look back and see that I was orchestrating your rise, while others thought you were stuck. You will not lead from exhaustion. You will lead from overflow. Your strength is being renewed even now. Your vision is being restored. Your purpose is being refined. I am breathing fresh wind into your lungs, igniting new fire in your bones, and placing fresh strategy in your mind. What once drained you will now fuel you. What once hurt you will now heal others through you. This is the moment where everything shifts, not because of hype, but because of my hand, and I don't elevate without equipping. Everything you need for this hour is already alive within you, so go forward boldly. You are not guessing. you are guided. You are not stumbling, you are sent. You are not unsure, you are aligned. Heaven is watching, hell is trembling, the earth is ready. And I, the Lord, am with you, not behind you, beside you, not occasionally, eternally. And as you step into this final hour of divine leadership, remember this: it's not about being the loudest voice, it's about being the clearest vessel. Stay yielded, stay ready, stay holy, because the mantle has fallen, the moment has come, and the mission is now.